Hello, everybody. My topic is about the cellular phone. We are going to talk about the evolution of distance communication, focusing on the impact of telephones on the African continent, and we are going to look how African peoples communicated before the arrival of modern technologies and how recent advances such as smartphones and mobile internet have transformed people's lives. So we have 6 points to talk about. First, an introduction, historical reference, cellular phones, the role of cell phones in daily life, restrictions and advices, and we are ending with a conclusion. Communication is one of the fundamental needs of humanity, being essential for social, cultural, and economic development. From the rudimentary method used in antiquity to the technological advances that connect billions of people today, the evolution of distance communication shows how mankind overcomes geographical and temporal barriers. Here in Africa, this transformation is marked by ancestral creativity and the progressive integration of modern technologies such as landlines, mobile phones, and smartphones. Mobile phones have become indispensable tools in modern life. Since their invention, they have evolved from simple phone calls to all-in-one devices that connect people, information, and cultures. The search for distance communication has accompanied humanity since ancient times, adapted to the environment and the social and cultural needs of the time. The desire to shorten physical distances motivated innovations that culminated in the advanced system we use today, such as smartphones. So, how our ancient used it to communicate in a long distance? So, we have some examples. They used drumming, smoke signals, telegraph, Pony Express, carrier pigeons, and other forms that they use in their time. The beginning of electrical communications start with Samuel Morse and Alfred Vail, when was invented the electrical telegraph, allowing the transmission of coded messages over wires. Then Alexander Graham Bell, working in the United States, patented the first telephone, a device that transmitted the human voice over wires. Bell's invention paved the way for modern communications that drive us until landline telephone, who dominated the 20th century, connecting homes and business around the world. However, the limitation of the wires has sparked interest in the mobile solutions. The evolution of cellular phones starts around 1946 with the introduction of the first mobile phone system for automobiles in the United States. This solution was rudimentary with a limited range and low capacity. After, in 1973, the Motorola engineer Martin Cooper used a prototype called Dynatac 8000X to make the first call from a portable cell phone. This prototype was large and heavy, but it marked the beginning of mobile telephony. Later, around 1990, GSM phones appeared. It comes with a digital technologies that allowed for higher quality calls and the sending of the short messages, called SMS. In 2007, Apple launched the first iPhone, who combined telephony, camera, and internet access in a single device. In the same year, Google introduced the Android operating system, which became the dominant platform for mobile phones. So, from 2000 decade until present, modern phones such as iPhones and Android devices have advanced to integrate technology such as AI, virtual assistant, and 5G, allowing ultra-fast speed for connections. Now, looking in African continent, we can see that the first telephone system were introduced by European powers, where the colonization was high, such as United Kingdom, France, Belgium, and Portugal. These networks were limited to urban areas such as capitals and cities with economic or military importance. During this period, telephone system in Africa slowly expanded, still focusing on colonial interests. Telephone networks were installed in cities and mainly connected colonial administrations, business, and urban elites. Use was limited due to the high cost and the lack of infrastructure in rural areas. After the independence of many African countries, the expansion of telephone services became a priority. Governments have begun to invest in infrastructure to connect the populations. Despite effort, coverage was still limited, with many rural areas remaining disconnected. A mobile phone is a portable phone that can make and receive calls over a radio frequency link while the user is moving within a telephone service area. We call it mobile phone because we can move with the equipment wherever we go. And we call it cellular phone because its network architecture is divided by the small cells. That's why saying mobile phone is the same thing to say cellular phone. There are two types of cellular phones: the feature phone, or also called dumb phones, and the smartphones. Feature phone is a term typically used to describe mobile phones that are limited to often provide voice calling and text messaging, although it can offer too a basic multimedia and internet services. The smartphones are those ones that offer very advanced computing capabilities. About the role of cell phones in our daily life, we can say that the mobile phones are used for a variety of purposes, such as keeping in touch with family members, to conduct business, and to gain access to a phone in a case of an emergency. Some examples that we can give to show the role of cell phone in our daily lives are: first, communication. Mobile phones allow people to connect at any time, regardless of a distance. In education, cell phones are a valuable tool for accessing teaching materials, learning platforms, and interaction between students and teachers. The cell phones are also a source of entertainment with games, music, videos, and social networks available in the palm of your hand. In the economic way, the cell phone have been largely impacted from using the e-commerce to mobility apps and digital payments that make the life of people easy. The last thing we can say about mobile tracking. Mobile phones are commonly used to collect location data. While the phone is on, the geographic location of a cell phone can be determined easily by using a technique known as multilateration to calculate the differences in time for a signal to travel from the cell phone to each of the various cell towers near the phone's owner. Restrictions of the use of mobile phones are applied in a number of different contexts, often for the purpose of health, safety, or the proper functioning of any establishment, or for the sake of etiquette. Cell phone use while driving, including talking on the phone, texting, or operating other phone features, is common but controversial. It is widely considered dangerous due to distracted driving. Being distracted while driving a motor vehicle increases the risk of accidents. People using phones while walking also incur the risk of accidents because of distraction. Some countries have solved this problem by implementing special lanes for smartphone users to help direct and manage them. In prison, in most jurisdictions, inmates are prohibited from owning cell phone due to their ability to communicate with the outside world and other security concerns. Cell phones are one of the most smuggled items into prisons. They provide inmates with the ability to make and receive unauthorized phone calls, send emails, text messages, use social media, and follow news related to their case, among other prohibited uses. In some hospitals, ban mobile devices due to a common misconception that their use would create significant electromagnetic interference. In conclusion, we can say that the telephones arrived in Africa at the end of the 19th century, but it was only with the arrival of mobile phones in the 1990s that communication became accessible to the majority of the population. Mobile technology continues to be a key driver of development of the continent, connecting communities and boosting economies. The mobile phone is one of the greatest innovations in history, as it has been one of the most widely used and sold pieces of consumer technology. It has transformed the way we live, work, and interact. Despite the challenges associated with their use, the positive impact outweighs the negative impact, making cell phone a centerpiece of modern society. Thank you.